Except they didn't map the throttle with the control configurator. All right, welcome to the stream. It is August 7th, 2026. 6 p.m. is the time. I'm on time today. Look at that. That's like probably something that's not going to happen for like the rest of this century. So we're playing a new game today. It came out last week. Well, actually, I say it came out last week. It came out on Tuesday. It's IL-2 Korea. I've been waiting for this game. Um, and I thought it would be fitting to play this after we flied the DC-6 last week. I actually planned this strategically. Um, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. I played IL-2 Sturmovik on the channel a couple years ago. I live streamed it, I think, earlier this year. And I'm looking forward to this. I mentioned, I think, in my last stream or a couple streams ago, that I fell in love with the MiG-17 when Randy Ball visited Cleveland years ago. And they have the MiG-15 in this one, which I'm really looking forward to. Alright, I'm going to do an audio check real quick. Just to make sure that I'm not too quiet, because I look like I'm quiet. Which has me a little bit concerned. Let's see. I'm gonna turn this up just a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, the music is loud. It's quiet on my end. I will turn the music down just a little bit. Because I think... Let's see. Sounds. Museum music. In-game music. Alright, I'm gonna probably turn that down to 40. You know what? You guys can get turned down to 40. Except that. So today we are going to, I guess, have a brief look. We're going to start a career. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start a career. And we're going to see what this game has to offer. So, all right. Are we ready? I don't know. Am I ready? Somehow I've been live for 3 minutes already. Time is just flying by. All right, I think everything's working. It should be. Okay. Welcome to IL-2 Korea. We have a museum. That's actually kind of neat. I don't believe they had this in IL-2 Sturmovik. So this is the MiG-15, and you can look at the airplanes and stuff like that, and like see all the moving parts. Like, aren't those like the speed brakes and everything? Lights, you can turn the lights on. You can see like the engine and stuff, which is kind of cool. Open up the canopy. Lower the flaps, which is pretty cool. And then you can also see the armaments, or the ordnance. So I think we've got fuel tanks. I think these are fuel tanks. Metro, welcome in. So I think these are fuel tanks, and then these are obviously like bombs and stuff. And then we've got ammunition, which I think is pretty cool. We can see inside the airplane, which is also pretty cool. Let's see, what other airplanes we've got? We've got the, what I like to call the American MiG. The Sauber, the F-86 Sauber. I've only looked at this aircraft a little bit. So you got the speed brakes. You've got your flaps. Check control services. Ah, look at that. Pilot. Okay, we've got a pilot. He looks way better dressed than the MiG pilot, I will say that. We've got a ladder. We had a ladder. Is that the ladder? Do you like climb up into here and then attach ladder? Maybe I have to have the cockpit open. No, I thought maybe I'd have to have the cockpit open. That's kind of cool. Look at that. There's that cockpit. Looks real nice. Old school steam gauges. Hold on, I wasn't done looking at this. How do I... Wait, I want to... Wait, but I want to... variants. Oh my. Wow. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Use the MiG-15 for better performance. That's my plan. We're going to do a career with the MiG-15. Where was I? How do I get to... There we go. That's what I wanted. Right view. I didn't want right view. Okay. I would like to see the ordnance. Oh my. Well, so those are some big bombs and stuff. I think those two in the center are fuel tanks. Whole bunch of stuff on this, the American MiG. They're usually faster than the F-86. I believe they are. You're correct on that. We've got a bunch of World War II airplanes in the Soviet livery. Actually, I think that's the North Korean insignia. Let's see. What was the airplane that used... Was it this one that had... No, air brakes. There was an airplane that had rockets for, like, engines. I don't know if... It might have been this one. I don't know which one it was. Is that the rocket there? Maybe it's this? Do not drill something. JATO unit. It might have been this. I'd like to see inside this cockpit. Ooh, my. That's pretty fancy. All right, cool. The Shooting Star. We've got the Yak. My favorite World War II. One of my... I think it's the Yak 3 that I kind of like. The Yak's pretty cool. What is this? Open radiators. Oh, look at this. Is that like a storage compartment or something? The Me-163, it's the German plane? I don't know if... No, probably not. So this game's based on the Korean War. Let's see. Maybe... 163. All right, see you, Metro. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, no, not that one. No. So the Shooting Star actually had, like, rockets on it because they were so heavy. I guess they were so heavy, and they couldn't take off from these remote airstrips in Korea. So, all right, let's look at campaigns. We've got one campaign, Home by Christmas. Single missions. Okay, Black Tuesday. Black Thursday. Isn't that MiG Alley? That might be the MiG Alley stuff. All right, let's start a career. MiG-15, People's Republic of China, the USSR, or North Korea. You know what? Let's go with the USSR for this one. We will be a USSR pilot. Antung. Tatunkao or Tapu? You know, I kind of feel like this one might be the more interesting. Antung gives me... That one has 10 squadrons. The Proskorovsky Guards fighter. MiG-15 since 1951. 1952. Well, I guess 1951. You know, why don't we... Until 1952. Then what did they become? Probably the, like, first? Okay. Let's be the 176. There's the portraits. They look a lot better than the previous ones from IL-2 Sturmovik. I will say that much. Savily Morgunov. Okay, I guess we could go with that name. I was born in the 1930s. I guess I was born in the 1930s? That would make me what? 20 years old? That'd make me about 20 years old. Leningrad Avenger. Savily. Okay, I'm gonna set my. I have my joystick sitting on my lap because of the way that I have things set up, and it's like, it's a weird way to have it. All right. Savily was born in 1930 in Leningrad as the son of Vasily and Tatiana Morgunov. His father was an employee of a joint state political directorate, the OGPU, and his mother was an actress who worked in one of Leningrad's theaters. His upbringing was good. Since childhood, Savily wanted to continue his father's work. He imagined himself in the uniform of an OGPU officer. Dreaming of fighting the enemies of the Soviet power together with his father, having learned from his parents that a hot heart and a cool head are not enough to become a real Chekist. Savili immersed himself in his studies and did quite well. However, despite all this, the spirit of adventurism continued to live in him. As the Cossack leader of his group of friends, Savili played Cossack robbers, Chapayev, Kotovsky War, ran to the movies to see Chapayev and other films, and sometimes even embarked in unimaginable adventures. Then, having read the encyclopedia about the Children's Crusade and the Garibaldi expedition in Sicily, he gathered his group of yard boys intending to go to Italy to defeat the fascists. Thinking that Italy was a little further than Ligovska, in his adventures he sailed away on an ice floe during an ice drift. During an ice drift, looked for an ancient treasure in one of the old houses. Built a hot air balloon from paper, filled it with air, and almost flew off in the footsteps of the heroes of Jules Verne. I am so confused. What? I was following the story at the beginning, but then it started to go off a little off the rails. So when is this exactly? So during World War II, let's put it this way: at the start of World War II, he would have been 9 years old. So by the age of 12, the desire to become a Chekist had disappeared. It was replaced by the desire to become a pilot. Apparently, the failed hot air balloon flight. Oh, was he in a hot air balloon? Built a hot air balloon from paper, filled it with air, and almost flew off the footsteps of heroes of Jules Verne. Okay. Verne. However, by the age of 12, the desire to become a Chekist had disappeared. It was replaced by the desire to become a pilot. Apparently, the failed hot air balloon flight or newspaper articles about Chekhov's flight and the pilots who saved the Chelyuskin had an effect. Soon he joined the Komsomol, which was like... The Komsomol was like the youth communist party of the Soviet Union. I think. Kind of. Kind of. They were like the pioneers, kind of. Having learned that there was an aviation club in Leningrad, Savili immediately joined the ranks of its cadets, and after graduating from the 10-year school, the end of the aviation club coincided with the beginning of the Great Patriotic War. Having added 1 year in his age, our hero joined the ranks of the Workers' and Peasants' Red Army and was enrolled in the Sverdlovsk Aviation School of Pilots, from which he graduated in 1944 as a pilot instructor, but he was 14. Training in the newest Yak-3 and LA-7 fighters. At the same time, Maganov was clearly burdened by his stay at school as an instructor. He was called to heroism by two feelings. The first was the daring and adventurous spirit that had been in him since his childhood. Okay. The second feeling that took root in Savili's heart was revenge. A letter from Leningrad told him that his mother had not survived the second harsh winter during the blockade. A few months later, he received more sad news that his father was apparently missing since 1942. But that would have been when he was 12. Okay, that... Caught in the bloody milestone of the Nevsky Piatchok, he immediately remembered a sentence from a book by Charles de Coster, which he had read as a child, but instead of Klaus Ashes as in the book, revenge for his parents and the motherland tormented by the fascists beat in his heart. Savili regularly bombarded the school administration with requests asking to send him to the front. The school did not want to lose the promising flight instructor. After sent the request, they could no longer resist, and he was assigned to one of the Red Army's fighter regiments. Really? How old was Arkady Kamenin? Arkady Kamenin was regarded as the youngest pilot of World War II. He became a pilot because his father was an officer, and he flew a PO-2. How old? Wasn't he like 15 or 16 when he officially became a pilot? Which would mean that this guy would be like the youngest pilot of the Soviet Union, which did not happen. Oh, okay. The Me-262 jet fighter seen in the skies over Germany made it clear that the future of the military aviation lay in jet aircraft. However, Savili did not remain in this role for long. In 1949, he was sent on assignment to North Korea, where he and a group of Soviet specialists trained Korean pilots, so he would go to battle. Okay. I mean, Kuban Kosak. So the problem with this one is that he was born in 1930, which means that he'd be 20 in 1950. That would have meant that when he became a pilot, I didn't read this. Baptism by Harris, the Bagration operation in summer of 1944, and the battles in 1945, so conditions. Blah, 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 blah. Stalinhawks who broke the back of the Luftwaffe in the Soviet skies with civilian Muganov, who flew a Yakov-9 fighter with the encryption Leningrad Avenger. Celebrated victory while in Hungary in 1945 when he was 15. Could not rest. Summer of the same year, he was fighting the skies of Manchuria and Korea at the age of 15. No, he did not do that. Let's see. Maybe he was an orphan. Born 1930 in Petrograd. He became, in Petrograd. Wasn't it already named Leningrad by then? Okay, so I'm thinking that a lot of these aren't meant to be... He's not meant to be a young pilot. So, Mikey, welcome in. We're just talking about the history. Leningrad. So, if he was the Leningrad Avenger... I know you're coming in with no context... But according to this, it says that he graduated in 1944 as a pilot instructor, training on the Yak-3. He was born in 1930, which means that he would have been 14 years old. The youngest pilot of World War II, I believe, was 15. His name was Arkady Kamnin. He was a real guy, but he was 15. I don't think that this game is intending for your pilot to be a young person. Because this one is saying that he was born in Petrograd in 1930. When was Petrograd renamed Leningrad? Let's see. When was it renamed Leningrad? It was renamed Leningrad in 1924. So, no. He was not born in Petrograd. He was born in Leningrad. All right, I guess we can't have a young pilot. What about Kuban Kusak? In the village of son of Yuri and Natalia, his father a hereditary. From childhood, he was prepared for military service. From morning till night, he rode horses, learned to shoot and wield a saber. But at the same time, he did not forget to learn to read and write, because an illiterate commander is the grief for soldiers. Sorry, an illiterate commander is a grief for the soldiers under his command. In his free time together with his peers, he led a typical life for Soviet teenagers of the 1930s. Okay, so it's going to want him to be older, because it's already like teenager in the 1930s. It's like, no, he would have been a teenager in the 40s. 1941, he was drafted to war. Okay, so why does it let you make... Okay, whatever. I mean, this game just came out. Okay, maybe he was a professor's son. 1930 was marked by real fashion. Yada, yada, yada. He was drafted into the army. No, he wasn't. Why does it let me make a young pilot if it's not going to, like, make sense? Graduated from the military aviation school at the age of 10. No, because not even Arkady Kamnin did that. Until, like, he was, like, 15 or 16. Kursk Dreamer. After graduating 7-year, our hero was enrolled in the Kursk when he graduated in... Okay, so... No. No. Okay. Well, I guess it's not going to... Okay, I guess we'll have to say that maybe I'm in my 30s. Okay, so maybe he's in his 30s. He was born June 21st. Which meant that he would have been 20 in 1940. So that would have made a little more sense. He was born in Petrograd. It was still named Petrograd, which became Leningrad. Right, exactly. He did not know his real name or surname nor his parents. So he became a student. Let's see. One day, Svili and his friends went on another job. Okay, why don't we just read this one? He did not know his real name or his surname nor his parents, because until the age of 10, he lived the life of a street kid in the company of other children like him who earned their living in Dugovka, more likely the life of a juvenile delinquent, with all of its consequences awaited him, but chance intervened. One day, him and his friends went on another job. The street kid smashed the window of a bakery with a rock and stole several loaves of bread. But their next successful robbery was interrupted by the sound of militia whistles. Deciding that it was now everyone for himself, the street kids scattered in all directions, but one did not escape. This one was Civilli. Stealing food in the context of the Civil War that had just ended was not just a misdemeanor, it was a crime itself. But Civilli was lucky. The boy was taken to custody by the director of one of the Leningrad school colonies, who sent him to the educational institution. He ran for re-education. So Civilli became a student of the orphanage. At the orphanage, there he was given a new name and a surname. The director of the orphanage wrote the newcomer's name Civilli and his surname Morgunov on the student's report card. Life in the orphanage consisted of studying and working, and in a few years, Civilli was sent to one of Leningrad's factories, where he began to work as a lathe operator. In his free time from studying and work, our hero disappeared into the school library, where he spent his time reading. The book of Nikolai Ostrovsky, How the Steel Was Tempered, had the greatest influence on the formation of his character and principles of life. Understanding that that the most precious thing for a person in life was that it should be lived in a way that does not become unbearably painful for the wasted years. Our hero decided to enroll in a vocational school and study to become a craftsman, but he soon developed a new hobby. A photo of the first heroes of the Soviet Union, the pilots who saved the steamship Chelyuskin, which he saw in a newspaper, impressed Civilli. He became seriously fascinated in aviation. During his school lessons, he secretly drew airplanes. You know what's really funny is in 8th grade, So in 8th grade was when my love for aviation started becoming a thing. And sometimes when we weren't doing anything, I would also draw airplanes. I almost kind of resonate with that. Of drawing airplanes in school when you don't have anything to do because you finished your assignments early. Having blah 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 blah. It's just why yada yada yada. Understand the most precious thing for a person in life is life, and that it should be lived in such a way that does not become unbearably painful for the wasted years. Our hero, vocational school. A photo of the first heroes of the Soviet Union, the pilots who saved the steamship of Chelyuskin. Blah 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 blah. He became seriously fascinated with aviation. During his school lessons, he secretly drew airplanes, collected and read everything related to aviation, biographies of famous Russian pilots, and actively participated in sports, having learned from his comrades that pilots should have appropriate requirements for physical training. Having learned that the Society of Friends of the Air Fleet was active in Leningrad, he immediately joined and then became a cadet in one of the city's aviation clubs, graduating in 1940. See, that's possible. The year he graduated from the Flying Club coincided with the year Civilli was drafted into the Red Army, and there he became one step closer to his dream. In 1941, he graduated from the Chuguyev Military Pilot School. The command of the educational institution wanted to keep our hero within the walls of the school as a pilot instructor, but Civilli was adamant. At first, he was enrolled in one of the Red Army's reserve regiments, where he was trained on the Hawker Hurricane, fighter supplied to the USSR by the Western Allies. A year later, he joined one of the regiments of the fighters guarding Tikhvin and the Lagoda Highway. This was due to the technical characteristics of the Hawker Hurricane aircraft. Quite heavy, they were not very effective against the enemy fighters, where they worked quite well against enemy bombers. After that, he was transferred to a reserve regiment, where he was trained on the new LA-5 fighter. In January 1945, he was back on the front. Welcome back, Metro. In 1945, he was back in the front. He clashed with the enemy in the skies in Poland, Germany, and Czechoslovakia. What plane did I pick? We're doing the MiG-15. In January 1945, he was back on the front, where he clashed in Poland, Germany, and Czechoslovakia. Then he was transferred to the Far East, where our pilots clashed with the Japanese. Civilli met the end of the most terrible war in the history of mankind in liberated Harbin. After the war, Civilli continued his service in the Far East, and in 1949, he was sent to China. There, he participated in the creation of the Air Force of the Young People's Republic of China and helped to train its personnel. In 1950, when the USSR extended a hand of assistance to the Korean people, Civilli Morgunov was among the pilots who went to fulfill their international duty. Yesterday's orphan dreamed of the sky and conquered it, and now is on his way to new battles. So there we go. See, the game lets you make a very young pilot, you know, where it allows you to make this young pilot. But then the story doesn't match his age, where it's like when he was born in 1930, he was already graduating from like this flight school in 1940 when he was 10 years old. So they need to do something with this where the stories better reflect the age. Because if he was born in 1930, Petrograd was already called Leningrad. So there we go. All right, we're going to be this guy, Savily Morganov. He was born in 1920, June 21st. You know what? Maybe we could give him like a winter birthday. February 21st. That's when he was born. He's got a winter birthday. He was an orphan. Russians train people young. Well, yeah, but true, they do. Well, but at like 10 years old. So the youngest pilot during World War II was Arkady Kamnin. He was 15 years old when he became a pilot. He was the youngest pilot of World War II, or at least he's regarded as the youngest pilot of World War II. That would have made this guy 10 years old when he became a pilot, which did not happen. So I guess we're just going to have to go with he's 30. That's completely fine. He's got experience, okay? He's got experience. All right, that's him. Savily Morganov, February 21st, 1920. He was an orphan. Fought in World War II. He's got skills. He's also got discipline. But he has no courage. Absolutely no courage. All right, let's create. April 2nd, Monday. A new day begins. 1951. April 2nd. Yep. Okay, let's hit continue. The latest news has arrived. In career mode, you will manage a squadron or entire regiment. You'll start your career immediately as a unit commander. The main objective is to guide your unit through its combat history while maintaining its combat effectiveness. Completing missions will ensure high unit efficiency to maintain combat readiness. Sorry, let me try that again. Had to cancel your flight as an abundance of caution because your power is flickering and all of a sudden, so you don't want to make it. Probably do it again tomorrow. From KBNA to Kelp. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay. So, I was kind of hoping that we wouldn't be a commander to start with. Is there a way to not be a commander to start with? Its combat effectiveness, completing missions will ensure high unit efficiency to maintain combat readiness, properly manage your materials, resources, aircraft, and most importantly, your pilots. The career duration is directly tied to historically accurate data on the specific unit on when the specific unit was at the front. After this period ends, you can end the career or continue by taking command of another unit. Okay. Unit efficiency, keep unit efficiency high. Higher it is, the more resource supply opportunities your units will have. You're starving late, you're dealing... yep, you are... Yeah, I did see that message. Hopefully, the storm doesn't become worse than it is. If efficiency remains very low for several combat days, the unit will be withdrawn from the front. Okay. I didn't mean to skip that. My bad. My bad. Mission start on the runway. Oh, look, we can start parked now. That's kind of fun. Power balance random. I think that'll be fun. We'll start on the runway. Add mission. Okay, so Iowa has tornadoes right now. Oh, wow. That's not surprising. Iowa has a lot of tornadoes out there, don't they? All right, I'm going to go back real quick. Careers. We've got this guy. Can I not have a career as like an already trained pilot? All right, so let me say I went with this one. Like, can I not be an already trained pilot? So, IL-2 Sturmovik, you don't live in Iowa? You live in Illinois. Doesn't Illinois have a lot of tornadoes too? So, IL-2 Sturmovik had you start as like a very basic, like, recruit pilot with like nothing under your belt, and then you worked your way to being a commander. I kind of wish that this started that way too. So as of right now, we have really low effectiveness. You just saw Storm Chaser streaming in Iowa earlier? Oh, wow. Okay, so I didn't see the tutorial because... All right, let me see real quick. If I start another career, can I finish reading the... Oh, I did not mean to do that. If I start another career, we're going to play with Savily, but if I start another career, can I read through everything? I just want to see... Okay, I just want to see if I can read through everything. That guy looks just like, what's his name, from Man of the High Castle. Chicago's the only big city where it can be hit by tornadoes. Oh, wow. All right. Besides Miami. Okay. No, you're not going to show me. Oh, okay, you're... Oh. Bleh. On this screen, you can plan combat sortie, select a mission on the map, assign a group for the sortie, and choose the mission start time. You can use the auto-planning tool if you want to cancel a mission. Okay, you can use the auto-planning tool. If you want to cancel a mission, you can delete it. Okay? Well, that sucks. How do I delete this? Sergei Fetisov. All right, we're going to be this guy. I guess we're going in without a tutorial. Here in New York, you have some, but they're usually small ones. Yeah, that's usually how it is around here. You get by EF2 tornadoes once? Wow. All right, new day begins. Let's begin our career without a tutorial because I hit skip. I hit skip like a Dumbo. Latest news has arrived. Can I read this? The Proskorovsky Guards Fighter Aviation Regiment, decorated with the red banner Kutuzov, and Alexander Nevsky Orders, Soviet Air Force. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh my, I was not ready to be a commander. You did get hit with an F4 tornado back in 72 or 74? Wow. Suburbs of Chicago and Milwaukee usually have weak tornadoes too. Okay. All right. On this screen, you can monitor the status of personnel, equipment, unit resources, and submit replenishment requests, and track the supply calendar. Okay. You can submit replenishment requests based on the number of request points you have. If you don't have enough points, you won't be able to submit a request. They're earned by completing missions. Okay. You know, trying to an idea, by the way? Yeah. It happened today if it would be the EF5, because of tornado rating system. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, Mikey. Okay, so request, okay. To submit a request, click on the required resource, for example, fuel, select the desired amount, and then click send. Okay. The calendar shows the date of the arrival. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, I don't think we need anything. Looks like we have a good amount of pilots. We have a good amount of airplanes in service. We're pretty much full on everything, I think. Okay. What is this? Weather. All right, weather. The calendar. Use the calendar to assess upcoming combat operations. Try not to miss key historical dates to participate in operations. Participation in operations affects the overall career result and the ability to reward unit pilots. Right, so in this one, you actually have to, like, manually I was going to say upgrade, but, like, manually promote your pilots. And then after you manually promote your pilots, they'll, like, become happy and they'll do better in their missions and this, that, the other. You had no idea about that? You thought, yeah. Absolutely, Mucky. If it was actually the strongest tornado, it was in 1972. Wow. Can I add a mission? What do we got? I don't know. Do I want to do a mission on my first day? This is my first day on the front, man. News. Oh, look at that. We got this. Okay. Maybe I'll read a little bit this. Depressed by the crushing losses that overseas imperialists and the Korean henchmen are suffering on the Korean soil and the Korean sky, the new commander of the UN forces, American General McCarthy, has decided to commit a heinous crime. It is not enough for him that almost a year now, the aviation of the peacekeepers has been wiping out peaceful cities. That long-suffering land has been flooded with rain of bombs. It is not enough for him during the raid on the industrial center of Hyungnam. His pilots dropped 500 tons of bombs on the city, and now angered by another failure, and especially by the fact that in 1941, the peacekeepers and their South Korean puppets had to leave Seoul powerless to somehow oppose a military brotherhood of the Korean and Chinese peoples. He is going to violate the laws of customs of war, and we have learned that MacArthur is demanding in Congress and personally from the U.S. President Truman authorization for the nuclear bombing of Manchuria and China. Pilots to do anything on the battlefield, the American Napoleon, as the handwriting American newspapermen call him. Surprisingly, there's no pictures. Okay. Storm chasing. What? Yeah. I imagine that everything like videos probably wasn't as big as they are nowadays. Yeah, so President of the United States, 25 atomic bombs to strike China. Moreover, he boastfully declared that he would win this war in 10 days, let only for him to drop 30 atomic bombs on Isthmus of Manchuria. Then, according to him, his boastful assurance, he would introduce atomic weapons to 500,000 Chinese army of the Yalu River. However, not everyone, even within the Pentagon, let alone the headquarters of the peacekeeping army, shares MacArthur's rhetoric, accompanied by the rattling of weapons. Moreover, as even the American press reports, U.S. President Harry Truman himself does not feel the slightest sympathy for the commander of the peacekeeping forces. Moreover, it is safe to say that MacArthur's days as commander will soon be numbered. However, the brutal plan of the commander of the UN forces can be understood repeatedly beaten by our troops. This old chain dog of imperialism looks at things and realizes that by force of arms on the battlefield, he will not break the strong international friendship of the Soviet and Chinese people. However, despite all the heinous crimes and threats to use nuclear weapons, the palace general will not intimidate the Korean people. Huh. That's interesting. Classic American imperialism. Well, it's probably not a good day for your local fire department. Comes flying by lights and sirens. Probably not a good day. Yeah. Did you, by the way, read the thing that I posted in the staff BSery chat, Mikey, about the fire department, my local fire department? Apparently, my local fire department got robbed of a bunch of money somehow. Fun times we're living in. Powerless to break, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not going to bother reading the rest of this stuff. Maybe we could read it later. But I'd like to get into it. We've been live for 40 minutes, reading stuff, having a good time. Difficulty's normal. Oh, yes, you did see that. It's weird. I think there's some other stuff going on. That's just me, though. Illegally invading countries and then getting away with it via the UN Corp. All right, let's end the day. I don't think I want to fail on my first day. Missing an essential day without completing... Oh, we should probably not do that. Okay, let's add a mission. What do we have? Intercept bombers. Ooh, that might be fun. Where am I located, by the way? Is this me or is this me? Escort heavy bombers. I don't know where I'm located. What about you? Area patrol. Intercepting bombers might be kind of fun. Assign a group of pilots for the sortie. You can select pilots by pairs, flights, and entire squadrons. The group leaders will be the highest ranking pilots in the hierarchy, marked with a purple star. Note that the pilot's command characteristics boosters will affect the entire group's behavior. Combat units with a wounded pilot or an inoperable aircraft do not participate in the sorties. Metra, that is exactly what I'm asking. How the heck does a fire department get robbed? But apparently, they lost so much money that now they are scrambling for funds, apparently. That's according to the news story. And then they said that an investigation was launched, but they don't know who it is. Which, by the way, my fire department only has like 20 people employed to it, and there's only like 3 people manning the station at a time. That's why I think there might be something else going on. Because they said in the news article, in their press release, an employee stole the money. So you're going to tell me that you've got 20 employees, 3 of which are active at a time, and you don't know who caused it? That's, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. You can use automatic group assign function to assign pilots to missions. Okay, cool. Commander in red. So that's me, and that's my, I guess that's my kind of like... So how do can I assign them? Ooh. All right, so I guess we will assign them. We'll have 8 pilots going to this. Do I have to drag them over, maybe? Wait, that's all of them. It's always a good idea to have backup pilots. What are, oh, second squadron. Why are these people not clickable? Oh, okay. All right, why don't we have these pilots? All right, I'm just going to send these guys. This might be a terrible, terrible thing. Manage your unit to maintain efficiency. A combat unit consists of pilots with an assigned aircraft. Combat units can be removed from active, regimental, and squadron structure, disbanded, or reformed. The position of the combat unit in the overall hierarchy determines the group orders during a sortie. Okay. Combat units in formation constitutes of an active regimental or squadron structure in which sortie groups are formed. You can transfer any unit to reserve status, for example, to replace a pilot or an aircraft. Your character, the unit commander, is marked. Sorry, let me try that again. Your your character, the unit commander, is marked with an asterisk. Okay, so that's us right there. The storm turns out lightning struck a house, and so now there's a fire. Oh, okay. It's not easy to rob federal buildings, right? That's the thing. Well, no, but the thing is, Metro, the money's not just going to be sitting in a safe, though. Because it's not just going to be sitting in a safe. And even if somebody was using a fuel card, they're going to figure out who used that fuel card immediately. All right, cool. Combat units in reserve do not participate in sorties. Unassigned reserves consist of pilots and aircraft separately in which you can form new combat units. Cool. Assign a duty flight. These pilots are combat alert and ready to perform scramble sorties. The duty flight is marked with a blue border in the unit structure. Okay. Oh, that's who these guys are. So maybe... Okay, so maybe we could have these guys. Let's apply that. So those guys are they're the guys who are ready to go if push comes to shove. So, all right, let's back out of that. Here are the people we're going to take. I'm not going to take these people. I think having a backup might be a good idea. So let's take these 8 guys. We're going to have me and this other dude. And let's go. Intercept bombers. Auto planning. 62 minutes. Oh gosh, I really hope we have the fuel for this. Possibly someone hacked into the department's money online. Maybe, I mean, it's possible. Oh, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, apparently it was just the wind. I thought I heard somebody knocking at the door. It must have just been the wind. I mean, it's possible that someone hacked it. It's just weird. Ooh. Why do I not feel good about having 12 people? Not having 12 people. It shows as red, which leads me to believe that the game's like, hey, you should probably have 12 people on this mission. You should probably bring 12 people with you, and not bringing 12 people is not a good idea. All right, fine. I guess we're going to take everybody. But that's still red. Okay, whatever. We'll okay, whatever. I'm not going to take everybody. Okay, it's still going to be red. I thought it was going to be red because the numbers weren't matching. All right, are you all ready to fly a MiG-15? I don't think I have to necessarily fly some of these missions, do I? Intercept bombers. That starts at 7 a.m. Ooh, we could do a second mission. It's ghost haunted. Oh, maybe. Oh, okay, so I need... This group assigned to the mission is too large. Oh, shoot. Alright, cool. How do I... Is there a way for me to change the time of this? Okay. I guess we'll do that. Something really tells me I should bring 8 people on this mission. I'm going to bring 8 people on this mission. Am I not a part of this mission, by the way? Oh, the area patrol. Right. So I'm not a part of this mission. Am I a part of this mission, though? So that's happening first, and then the Intercept Bombers mission. Am I a part of this? There we go. I want to be a part of this. I'm going to be a part of this mission. All right, so they're going to do the air patrol first. Let's see how that goes. Take off. Okay. Hey, they completed the mission. They apparently downed 3 aircrafts, which is kind of cool. Sweet. And we got 4 supply requests. Look at that. We now have 9 supply requests. Cool. That was a successful mission. All right. Well, you know what? Let's... I wonder how much fuel I can order. I don't know. Oh, that's 9. Okay, I'm not going to request anything just yet. All right, let's start our first mission. All right, let's begin and try not to die. I've got my joystick and my throttle sitting on my lap because I have no other place to put it. I had it on top of my my yoke before, but that was in a really awkward position. All right, so we're flying the MiG. Let's do this. Let's destroy some bombers and recreate MiG Alley. All right, I'm assuming that they're going to automatically set us up, right? Did this game just come out? It came out on Tuesday. Yeah, this is a relatively new game. Yeah, this is a relatively new game. Wait. I'm at the front. I don't like this. How do I lower flaps? Gently increase the throttle to take off, okay? Oh gosh. Wait. I can't steer. Why can't I steer? Do I need to do, like, nose wheel steering or something? Why did I start to go to the right? Bro, you didn't learn how to fly the plane before this? Well, right, exactly. It's because there's an imposter. I did, like, test. It's loud? Is it just the outside? This happens when you have 10-year-olds joining the Air Force? Well, that's why we took his age up by like 10 years. We made him born in 1920 instead of 1930. Is the game loud even when we're sitting in the cockpit? Like, is it loud right now? All right, it's not too bad. I'm actually going to take it down just a hair, though. All right, let's take it down to 40. If that's too quiet, let me know. All right, I need to take a look at my settings real quick. Input devices. Nope. Key mapping. I wish there was a search feature. There is. Nose wheel steering, W, maybe W? All right. It's always when you go outside. I wasn't expecting it, though. Oh, okay. Wait, maybe the parking brake's on. Wait, maybe it's the parking brake. Maybe it's the parking brake. I don't know why I'm... All right, sorry, your commander's a dummy. Begin the run. Keep the aircraft... Yeah, but you're not... Why are you turning this way? Speaking about fire department... Turn! 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 Oh gosh, okay. No, we didn't die, we didn't die. I don't know why that's not... I don't know why why are my pedals not working? What is this? Did you type in rudder? Oh, that would be it. By the way, speaking about the fire department, you technically got in. You still read. You'll get read in on Monday. Probation for about a year this time next year. Oh, cool. Let's take a look at the rudder. It might be the rudder. Something must be going on with the rudder. All right. Let's see. Settings. Key mapping. Okay. Hmm.
Циркония красный первый. Группа разрешите взлет. Красный взлетайте. Красный.
Why is that?
Взлетайте.
You get your training and stuff like that? Maybe there was no. All right, let's. No, look, I'm already turning. What? Why? Why? Okay, hold on. What? Now you go straight. Now you go straight. Now you go straight. Okay. What? What? I think that there might be a keybind that's like not working properly. Let's try this one. Well, we're gonna try this more than one more time if it doesn't work. But I think I think there might be a really weird keybind issue. You're now flash flood warning. We've had quite a few of those recently. So I think, all right, let's take a look at this. Is my front wheel turned? It is. It's like slightly turned. Stop turning. Stop turning. Why is the wheel turning? All right, hold on. All right, hold on. I have an image that I no longer have open. Maybe it's a bug. I mean, it might be, but I know people have done this already. So what it could be. It could be maybe all of this. Maybe it wants. Turn. 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 Okay, you're not going to turn. All right, we're going to start in the air then. There's something going on with a keybind somewhere that for some reason my aircraft keeps turning to the right. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to start in the air. Let's see. Does anybody else have this issue? Two possibilities. Crosswind. No, but that's if I have two engines. If you're in the MiG, you need to pump the wheel brakes while manipulating the rudder. So how do I do that? All right, can we just start in the air? I don't want to finish it though. I don't want to finish this mission. All right, if I exit this. Oh, it's probably going to exit the game now. I don't want to finish the mission, though, because if I finish the mission, I'm not going to be able to finish it. Russian aircrafts are too complicated. It's not that they're complicated. It's that, oh, yeah, I closed the game. Oh, Mateo, you closed the game down. All right. We're just going to have to start in the air. I'll have to see if maybe I can learn how to, like, I don't know. I guess you have to, like, pump the brakes or something, which I thought you weren't supposed to do in the MiG, because doesn't the MiG use, like, what does it use? Doesn't it use, like, hydrogen or something for the brakes? And if you keep using the I restarted the game because I hit the wrong button. Here, let's see. Somebody mentioned in a comment that I just read that there is a manual. Let's see. Is there a manual? Doesn't look like there is a manual. No, Manuel. All right. Let's continue the career. Please tell me. All right. We will start in the air. Let's start in the air for this one. Take off. All right, let's go. And then we'll land. We'll land, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, because as I'm reading this, one comment says that if you are in the MiG, you need to pump the wheel brake button while manipulating the rudder. Which is interesting. All right, let's start. We're starting in the air. Everybody's behind me. Oh gosh. And I would like to say it's very nice to see that we've got the Russian style horizon indicator. Skip time to interception area. All right, I guess we'll do that. Let's just get into the action, shall we? You have to admit the Soviet technology has peaked during the early Cold War. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that during the Korean War, oh my gosh. We're going that way? Yeah, so during the Korean War, they figured that most of the Soviet aircraft would still be World War II. Is that where I'm supposed to go? Or am I supposed to go that way? I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Maybe this way? Can I see the map? Okay, so it's going to be over here somewhere. All right, let's go towards that waypoint. Hello, everybody. We're going this way. Tavarish. Tavarish, come this way. All right, is there a way for me to tell my people what to do? All right, y'all come back. Your commander doesn't know how to fly. Where? Over there. Okay. Let's do this. You bet your landing will be as horrible as your landing in Cleveland. Hey, this airplane actually has, like, major crash damage, so... Like this game, you'll damage your airplane, you will break your landing gear, you might. It's pretty intense. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. I was thinking more like bombers, not like World War II era aircraft. Mateo's getting out. These don't look like bombers to me. I thought it said like okay, maybe it just said interception. Okay, I need to be careful. See, this is where having like track IR would be really helpful because I have to use my mouse to look around. P-51 is easy. Well, when you're a good fighter pilot, perhaps it is. Hey, you're asking a guy who's not a good fighter pilot. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna end up falling out. MiG-15 destroyed a P-51. All right, I guess I'm gonna go over to whatever that is. Does not help. I wonder if I can... Oh, that'll be so much more helpful. Oh, there's a control on my yoke that I can literally just turn the camera. Oh, that'll be really nice. Oh, I'm getting shot. But I can't zoom out. That's helpful. It's like being scared of losing a race against a Toyota and you're in a Lamborghini. Why am I getting chased? Come on. It's my first day. I need to figure out these controls. All right, that guy's dead. I think at this point, I'm just... Okay, I need to just get my life together. In the last hour, you got over 200 emails from Metro North stating that there were dozens beyond dozens of hazards, including disabled trains. Is everybody, like, dead? Why am I going down? All right. Hold on, I will take one guy out. There's a... That guy's in an F-84. Oh, I don't like the amount of people that are over there. Why is this guy faster than me? The worst squadron commander in the entire Air Force, exactly. Are we all going back to base? Is that where you guys went? Oh, there's somebody over here. There's friends over here. We got a MiG-15 over here. He's so far away. I'm determined. I need to get closer, I think. Oh, Dennis, you're kind of on fire, man. Should be careful. I miss him completely. Woo! Okay. Well, he's dead. He's dead. Have a good one. Oh, I'm about to pass out. Whoa! That was kind of sweet. First kill of the war is not my kill. What is that? There's something up there. Let's go see what that is. I don't know how far away that is, though. Why do I feel like that's kind of dead? Is that everybody? Have we taken care of everybody? We may have done. Oh, whatever that is now going down, it appears. I did shoot it, yeah. We tried. Okay. Alright, I guess we're gonna go back to base then. Alright, let's go back to base, I guess. Are you pretty much made it lose fuel tanks and it caught fire? Yep. Good enough for me. Alright, we're gonna go fly over to our airfield. Hopefully, hopefully we can actually get a kill later. I feel like I'm... How fast are we going, by the way? I'm not sure what the speed... That one might be it, maybe? Is that... Alright, let's skip the time. I do kind of like how they have that now. In IL-2... Oh, my. In IL-2 Sturmovik, you had to, like, manually fly, and it was really time-consuming. Is that the field right there? I can't tell what direction the runway is. Alright, so G is the landing gear. Let's talk about landing, huh? What is that? Can't read Russian. It said the airfield was here, didn't it? Gosh, what is this map? Oh, there's the airfield right there. Were we given landing clearance? I can't recall. So, what did it say? The approach speed was like 230?
Красный посадку разрешаю. Красный первый. Понял.
Oh my gosh. Why did the screenshot button like throw me away? I need speed. Oh. Oh, I don't know how to stop. Stop. Slow down. Wait, pause for a second. Pause for a second. Let's see. What is air brakes? B. Because I don't think we have reversers on this thing. Slow down. We can stop. Maybe if I put her in the grass. Look, now I can turn. What is this? Okay, maybe if I put her in the grass, maybe it'll stop. I don't know why my brakes aren't working. Like, hello?
Красный, освобождайте взлетную.
Those are trees!
Выполняю.
Huh! I died? What? I died on that? Nah. I died on that? No, I didn't die on that. Okay, whatever. I guess I died. Okay, I guess I'm dead. Breaking news, man dies from simply hitting fence. Yeah, right? We lost 2 pilots in this? 1 aircraft was damaged, 2 were lost. Commander died, Savili Morgunov. A new commander will be appointed. Okay. Commander was killed. To continue, must assign a new commander. Assign new commander, okay? Arkady Prasinak. Okay, alright, I guess we'll do this. We have a collective farmer. That will be our new commander. He is only, like, what, 21 years old? Countering Operation Rugged has begun, okay? Latest news has arrived. A new commander. Okay? Hello, welcome, Arkady. Pilots nominated for reward. Mikhailov, Trud, Tansiora, Palikayov, Terentiev, Antonov, Kuliev, and Safonov. Okay? Commander receives pilot badge. Okay, sweet. 10-year-old commander dies on the first ever mission. Okay. Well, I guess we'll take a look at this business. So, you lost your airplane. Why are you a bad pilot like me? Why did you die? Why did you die? Oh, gosh. All right, I'm going to request 3. I'm going to request 3. I'm going to request that. You know what? I almost feel like I should request 2 more pilots. All right, let's request 5 more pilots. We'll get 3 new airplanes to replace the 3 that are currently dead. Let's do a mission. What do we got here? Air patrol, area patrol. All right, let's start doing some area patrol business. So these people are the backup guys. Okay? We'll apply that. These are all like area patrols. That's so lame, though. Okay. It's April 7th. Was it always April 7th? All right. Let's get you both and you to do that mission. Not all pilots are ready for takeoff. Not all aircraft are ready for takeoff. What does that mean? Oh. Oh yeah, you're not good. I have no airplane. I'm not going to take part in that mission. Let's dispatch the group. It's always April 7th? It's always April 7th. Oh my god, are you serious? Really? You damaged 2 airplanes? What the? Okay, hold on. I need to fix. All right, that needs to go locked. That needs to go there. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, stuff is moving around on my Streamlabs, and I don't like it. Alright, lock, y'all. Okay. As Apollo Creed said, there is no tomorrow. Are you serious? They damaged 2 airplanes in that mission? Alright, let's do this. It's not ready for takeoff. Oh, gosh. You people need to get your lives together. Alright. Don't damage these airplanes. Y'all damaged another airplane. You suck. You people suck. Okay, you know what? Let's just get 9 new airplanes, shall we? Let's get 9 new aircrafts. It's gonna be here, I think, in 2 days. All right, let's end the day. You know what? April 9th. So let's go to April 9th. Latest news has arrived. All right, what does the news have to say? In the skies of Korea, blah, 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 barbaric raids, yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. American Rummel. Who's Matthew Ridgway? Is that Rummel? Okay. All right. No, it's... what? April 12th. Aren't they arriving today? What time are they arriving? No, it's April 9th. Okay. All right. Do we have anything that's like bomber stuff? Intercept heavy bombers. Now, I think that could be... I don't have an airplane. I don't have an airplane. All right, can I unassign your aircraft? All right, you guys are how about this? All right, apply that. Can I steal your airplane? Oh, gosh. Can I unassign... Oh, crap. There we go. Alright, so what's-his-face is just going to be chilling there, then. Alright, cool. I have an airplane now. Oh, my God. Alright. Assign group. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be... maximum 1? What? Really? 1? Yeah, okay. He was one... he replaced MacArthur when he was fired. Oh, okay. Really? So, I can only bring 1 person on? Okay, alright. You guys ready to see a 1-person mission? Intercepting heavy bombers all alone. This is going to go fantastically. So I'm thinking that when I'm going to land, I'm going to have to, like, really put the speed brakes on early. I'm going in alone because that's all they're letting me do. All right. Let's do this. This is going to go terribly. I just... Alright, I guess we're just going this way. Well, the game is actually right about the heavy bomber part. You might only have to go against B-29s, yeah. All right, let's go. Here, certainly bombers are easy, right? They all fly in a straight line. They're big and slow. I'm searching, all right. Watch, there's not going to be anybody here. The fun's already gone. You also have to deal with rear gunners? Exactly, that's the problem. Is that them over there? There's an aircraft about 4 kilometers away. Is it one aircraft? Is it just this dude? Is that why they were like, hey, going alone? Oh my gosh, they're already shooting me. Turn! Why do you suck at turning? Why is he flying faster than me? The target? Are you talking about this dude? Is it just this guy that I'm hunting for? The target. No need to waste fuel for SMS. Well, I know, but I think it wants me to kill just this guy. In which case, I have to ask, why is he traveling alone? They might. I mean, at this point, with the fighter pilots, it'd be really easy. I can't see the... I can't see the... I can't see my, thing. Oh, you're saying the objective's complete. I don't believe that. They dropped the bombs. Right! It's making it really hard to see my, It's making it really hard. Oh, I can't. Oh, gosh. I can't. Okay, where the heck did this guy go? There he is. It was making it really hard to see the dot. Right! Come on, get back here. I will destroy this man. This music is stressing me out, genuinely. Why is he flying so fast? Is this a jet? That's why you prefer your aiming thing green? Yeah. Yeah, because it's like the same, it's the same color as the sun, isn't it? It made it really hard. Made it quite hard to see. I have no ammo! I have no ammo, but you're on fire, so that's kind of a good sign. Mission critical objective. Cool. Such fitting music for a 1v1. Okay, I think he's done. I think that dude's done. There we go. Just killed an engine. Wasted all my ammo in the process. It's fine. And, I mean, yeah. All right, let's get out of here with this, like, really bright-ass sun. Hopefully it will do, yeah. Oh gosh. Why am I so high? Why am I so high up?
Я красный первый. Запрашиваю разрешение на посадку. Тайфун, я красный первый. Разрешите заход на посадку. Красный, выполняйте. Красный первый. Выполняю.
Maybe it's slow because the plane has pretty big ammunition. Maybe. All right, so there's the airfield. It's got lights and everything. Let's go this way. See if maybe we can try and bleed off some speed. I mean, I gotta say, the sun's beautiful. It's just real bright. Maybe we can hide behind the mountain here? I need to slow down. I'm going 570 kilometers an hour. Or game it just has unrealistic physics. I'm not sure. I couldn't comment on it, to be honest with you. I'm just going to keep those speed brakes out and hope that... I'm just going to hope that maybe I can slow down enough that we will stop while we're on the runway. Because IRL MiG-15 was one of the fastest and most maneuverable? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something I'm doing.
Красный, посадку разрешаю. Красный первый. Понял.
Woo! Okay, yeah, rigged. I stalled. That was my bad. I stalled. I stalled. I stalled. I stalled. I stalled. I stalled. All right. You know what we're going to do? I stalled. I was trying to go really, really slow, and then I went too slow. I'll have to practice this. I'll have to practice this a bit. These... We lost another aircraft, and we got no new supply requests. Although the mission was complete successfully, so there we go. Well, if I postpone that... Oh, I wonder if I postpone that. Maybe I don't need to have a commander. Alright, well, I mean, we were successful. One airplane died in the process. Alright, I guess Aldil Reshtov is going to be the new commander. Poppy lights would have been really helpful, right? Operation begins. Dauntless has begun. Okay, a fuel has arrived. Day 14. We have new airplanes. And we have many new pilots. We also have our new commander. Okay, cool. Sweet. Alright. What do we got? Air patrol. I think we got a bunch of air patrols. Intercept heavy bombers. Alright. Well, what is this? Escort heavy bombers. Escort heavy bombers. Alright, why don't we get some people to go do this? I'm thinking 6 will be okay. But you know what? Maybe we'll send 8. I'm not going to fly this one because I will die. What else do we got over here? Intercept heavy bombers. But how many people is this? Oh, is that where I'm at? I'm all the way up there. Oh, wow. The squadron has cursed for killing commanders for the first mission. You know what? To be honest, I don't feel so bad. There's another guy that was playing this on YouTube. And he also destroyed, like, most of his pilots. He also got most of his pilots killed for landing accidents. All right, you know what? Let's do those 2 missions. Oops. We'll delete that mission. All right, let's see what happens. We got all these dudes going to this mission. Nobody dies. Urgh. People have died. We lost 2 pilots. We had a pilot killed. We've lost 2 aircraft, with 1 aircraft damaged. You people suck. All right, and now guess what? What? All right, well, I guess that means it's time to move things around. You. You go there. You can go to reserves. You can go there. Who else are we missing? You both are missing. Okay. All right, you've got your people. Don't suck. I mean, they destroyed 19 aircraft. That's not bad, but we have 4 pilots wounded and 2 aircrafts damaged. You suck. You people. Everybody just dying. All right, we've got some people down here we might be able to sign. We also have a bunch of aircrafts. All right, I'm going to send you to the reserves. You can go to reserves. Go to reserves. Let's just start assigning people, why don't we? All right. You go there. You go there. You go down to reserves. You go down to reserves. You go there. You go there. Perfect. Go down to reserves. You're still alive. You go there. And now that means that we've got 1 pilot. Oh, actually, we've got 3 pilots with damaged aircrafts. So that's actually fine. I could get you. All right. Okay. It was made in the time where the USSR and the USA were good allies. Yak-9 would be pretty cool for after World War II operations. They do have the Yak-9 in this game. Yeah, they do have the Yak-9 in this game, so we might be able to fly it. All right. Everybody who's injured, not dead, or both. Wait, sorry. Everybody who's not dead, injured, or both, go to active duty. All right, you both go to active duty. That means we've got 3 airplanes. We've got 3 people that have gone adios. Okay. We need a lot of fuel. Cool. Let's get a boatload of fuel going. Let's end the day. Crazy how much changed in 2 years, right? It was made in the time where the... Oh, yeah. It is crazy how fast things switch. Unplanned mission. Our radar station has reported multiple flights of enemy planes heading in the direction of our airfield. Your task is to intercept the attackers and prevent the destruction of our ammunition and fuel stockpiles. Completing this mission will be followed by mission-critical objective complete. All right. Airfield defense. I'm not alive. Why can nobody else do this? Oh, crap. Okay, I guess we have 2 people. Mission was complete. Nobody died. Nobody was injured. Exactly how missions should be. All right, end the day. All right, I guess we'll go to the 16th. A new day begins. Operations. The defensive north of airfields in the north has begun. Oh, okay, so we're entering that time. So I still don't have an airplane. So, oh, look at that. People are becoming, people are being, you know, alive again. Oh man, we have 1 injured dude. All right, I'm gonna send you over there, and then once you can get a buddy to like be healed up and everything, we'll get you. I'm gonna replace your aircraft with that one. So there we go. All right, cool. Sweet. Bring only 2 P-51s to attack an airfield with MiGs is an incredibly bold move, right? Why is there... Okay. All right. Maybe we need 12 people. Maybe it would be best for us to send all 12 people. Insufficient fuel. Insufficient fuel. Never mind. I guess we're not doing that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get 6 more people. We're not gonna have fuel until the 19th. Missing essential day. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have fuel. All right. I guess we're gonna go all the way to the 23rd. Fuel delivery has arrived. Okay. Oh wow. The Chinese offensive has begun. All right, we've got new pilots. Do we have our fuel? All right, you go there. You're dead. That's unfortunate. And you people are still injured. I don't have an airplane. I probably shouldn't be trusted with missions anyways. Who are you? Intercept heavy bombers. Alright. Let's see what happens if we send 12 people. Let's see how that mission goes. Maybe it wasn't going well because there weren't a lot of people. I wish I could see them on the map. Waypoint 1 reached. Let's fast forward. 2 pilots wounded. 1 aircraft damaged. That's amazingly not amazing. 2 pilots wounded. 11 aircrafts dead. Okay. No. Okay. Well, I guess we'll bring whoever's left. There you go. We also have 12 people. Let's just bring them. Gliebov, would you like to go? Group is 2. Oh, really? All right, man. The guy who's not me. You're going on this mission. Have fun. You didn't do anything. But we got... What? Why is it that when I did a mission, we got no supply requests? This guy doesn't get anything, we get 5. Okay. Alright, well... Alright. I guess we're going to May 1st. Well, you know what? We had a look at the game. You know what? Here, we had a look at the game. Let's take a look at a couple other aircrafts. So, we've got the Yak-9. We got the Yak-9. I played a lot in this aircraft back in IL-2 Stromovik. That's cool. So, I'm probably gonna... Oh. Cool. That's kind of fun. Cool. Let's see. F-84. It looks like... This almost looks like... Like a Hawker Hurricane had a child with a MiG. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know if that's the right aircraft I'm thinking of. That's a lot of stuff. And then we also have this aircraft, which is, isn't this based on the P-51? Not the P-51. Oh, gosh. What aircraft is it? It's not the P-51. It's, oh, gosh. It's not the P-51. I don't know which one this is. I'm seeing the aircraft, but it's not that one. Is it maybe it's the P-43 Lancer? Yeah, the P-43 Lancer. The FW, yeah, it kind of looks like that. But wasn't this aircraft brought to the Soviet Union through a Lend-Lease with the United States? Solo, welcome in. I think it's the P-43 Lancer that I'm thinking of. It's kind of, it looks the same. Huh. But I do see how you might think it's that aircraft. Nah, the P-43 Lancer is more bulkier. I mean, maybe this was a special one that they made for the Lend-Lease. And then, of course, we've got the IL-10. I don't think I spent much time in this aircraft in IL-2. There is a picture of this one in real life in a damaged hangar during the Korean War. Rear machine gun. Doing rear machine gun things. Oh, man. I got to imagine having this probably sucked on the aircraft. Because, like, imagine you're flying. You've got very limited visibility. You can't just look behind you. Check and flight. I like how the stick moves when we do the flight control checks. That's kind of nice. Especially in third person, you know? And then, of course, yeah, we do have the P-51. So that's the aircraft we tried to fight and failed. Because I was a very unstable pilot. Open radiators. I do like the uniforms. Oh my. Is that how the guns are and everything? That's kind of interesting. I never knew that. Kind of cool. Oh, okay. Soviet dive bomber? It looks like the pencil Ju-87 Stuka. Maybe, yeah. Cool. Alright, what else do we got? Museum. Oh, look at this. Ground. Ooh, this is kind of neat. That's kind of cool. I do kind of like this. How we can, like, check out, like, all the different stuff they have in this game. That's actually kind of neat. Alright. IL-2, okay. What else do we got? We've got the, mega tank. Okay. Ah, look at that. P-47 would be cool to actually fly. They have a P-47 in, it's an AI-controlled unit. Okay. They have a P-47 in IL-2 Sturmovik you can fly. I haven't really flown it, but I do have it. This is the Soviet version, isn't it? The, what is it? The L something? And I do believe you can take part in D-Day. Oh, my. Can I want to go. Okay. No, I don't want to view the pilot. Can I go back to my previous view? Thank you. You said C-47? Did I say P-47? They have a C-47. Yeah, you're talking about the C-47. Did I say P-47? If I said P-47, I meant C-47. Kind of like this aircraft, yeah? Oh, my. They really went into the detail with some of these aircraft models this time around. Ah. But, yeah, I think you can take part in D-Day with the C-47. In IL-2 Sturmovik. Let's see. They've got this one, the Aleutian. Haven't flown this one much. There we go. There's the C-47. So maybe you could fly this one eventually. You know, they built custom Soviet C-47s. Yeah, they built custom ones that were part of a Lend-Lease. They might release these aircrafts as like collector aircrafts later. I don't know when they'll do that or if they'll even do that. So that's the MiG. Oh wow. I have not flown this one if this is an aircraft available in IL-2 Sturmovik. But that would actually be a lot of fun. My goodness. That's crazy. I don't want to look under. What can I take apart? Ordnance. A whole ton of stuff. Cool. All right, let's see what else they got. Railroad. We've got trains. We've got artillery. Endless amounts of artillery. Ground vehicles. We got trucks. We've got the Katyusha launchers. We've got boats. Did they actually have this during the Korean War? Oars. A frontal machine gun. Walk the plank. Also, the livery on the MiG-15 is somewhat inaccurate because it was the North Korean insignia. Because it has the North Korean insignia instead of the USSR insignia, yeah. I don't know what their MiGs look like. Were they just like the simple gray variants? I wish I could change the... Oh, I wish I could change the color of this. Like maybe show the different liveries. But I'm not too sure. Alright, I wanted to see the railroad. What stuff do we got in the railway industry? I'm surprised that they put such detail to this. I mean, because when you're flying, right? When you're flying, you're not really going to see this stuff up close. Especially if you're like dive bombing. You're going to be moving so quick. I mean, it's not, you know, like ultra detailed. But it's like, it's detailed enough. Box cars retrofitted as passenger cars. Flammable. Yeah, tankers are usually flammable. It's kind of cool. Mail car. Oh, I wonder. But I can compare the mail car to the tank car. Well, one does one job and another does a different job. See, like, look at how detailed that is. This one is very nicely detailed. Thought it depends on the squadron. Majority USSR ones just blend in with the Red Star USSR insignia. Yeah, because they were just, like, gray, right? They didn't have, like, red on them. My goodness. I mean, granted, it's missing a lot of details, but, like, it's so... Like, it's got the, what is this? This is for lubricant, right? And you twist this. And then you've got, what is that for? The, oh gosh, a compressor, I want to say. And then maybe we have a dynamo somewhere. That might be the dynamo there. That's... Oh, that might be the dynamo, actually. Can't really tell. I don't know. Did they have dynamos on these aircrafts? Or aircrafts. Did they have dynamos on these trains? Either way, like, look, even the interior has stuff in it. That's kind of crazy. Equipment. We've got radars. Wow, okay. Searchlights. We got boats. We look through the boats. Artillery. Little machine guns. Aim. Okay. World War II guns. Also, the Type 475 is a Czech-built locomotive. Oh, okay. I'd have to bet that some of their old locomotives probably went to Korea. They probably had really old World War II locomotives. Maybe they even had newer ones. They sent them off to Korea, maybe. my goodness. Trailer view. Oh, wow. Hello, trailer. I do really like the fact that you can see all this stuff. Armored cars. Turn the lights on. Car tilt. Okay. Doors. That I gotta say, that looks mega uncomfortable. Like, imagine sitting in that all day. Imagine you're sitting that way. Like, that looks... Talk about back pain after a while. What are you? My goodness, you are quite a weapon. That looks like, oh gosh, the Germans had a gun just like this. Let's see. What is it called? The Wirbelwind. Austwind? Kugelblitz? Mobilwagen? It's called the Wirbelwind. That's what I'm thinking of when I see this. Granted, this looks extremely powerful compared to that one. Bosnia and Herzegovina still have World War II era German steam locomotives. I saw that. That's insane. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that some places are still using steam power for that. All right, sweet. What are you? Why do all these have, like, tilt? All right. Oh, look at that. Has, like, different liveries and stuff. Is this going to be a thing in missions where it's like, hey, they're doing fuel resupply, and you're going to be able to, like, see this? They have all these details, and there's a part of me that's like, but is it actually going to be... Why is car tilt a thing? Look at this old thing. Wasn't this based off of an American vehicle? I thought that this was part of a Lend-Lease. It looks like the 1920s. Buses in Chicago. There was a picture I saw of a bus in Chicago, and the front looks just like this. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe it's based off of that. Oh, wow. Okay. Quite cool stuff. We have a cab. Oh, very, oh, yeah, okay. So American bullnose. American bullnose. The back cannot open, surprisingly. Surprising the back can't open on this. But you can still put the, like, insignias and everything. Open doors. Okay. Sweet. A Dodge military truck. Very cool. I do like how that changes. Spare wheel. We had to use the spare wheel, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Look at that. Huh. Poland still uses steam locomotives from very early Cold War as passenger trains. Yeah, but aren't those more like tourist? Aren't those like tourist trains? And not really like public transport, but they run on the main lines? No, they actually are commuter trains. Wow, that's interesting. Huh. I did not know that. Can you imagine being the operator of this thing? What does that do? So I noticed this one here is turning, but that one there didn't turn. It must suck to be this guy. Why does this guy not get to blah, blah. Why does this guy not have a chair, but these other 4 guys do? It's like, Bill, nobody likes you. Go down there and turn this thing. Man, radar is starting to become crazy. See, like, I get this one because there's no chairs. But even then, why is it so far away? Why is it, Why is the turny thing so far away? Trailer camera. Oh, look at that. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Well, that was the first look of IL-2 Korea. We will continue this probably at some point. Soon. I'm going to do some practice off stream. I'm going to see... Oh, gosh. I'm going to see if I can figure out my controls and figure out why I can't stop, figure out why I can't take off, and all that great stuff. So with that said, maybe there was a chair supposed to be attached to the thing? Maybe. Anyways, with that said, I will be back on Tuesday. If I'm not back on Tuesday, well, actually, let me try that again. I might be back on Monday. If I'm not back on Monday, I'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to be resuming to our normal schedule this week, so we'll have Halo on Tuesdays, and then we're going to be doing, I think we're returning to Necess on Thursdays. So, and then next Friday, depending on how I feel, maybe I'll play this, or maybe we'll go to Flight Sim again. I don't know. We'll see. Well, actually, I do have some Run 8 stuff I need to do, so maybe I'll stream Run 8 instead. I don't know. I'll know what happens when we get to that side of the bridge. But anyways, I will see everyone when I see you. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully the weather's not going to be too rough. And take care. Bye, Metro. Thank you for coming in.